Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I'm finally going to get around to defoliating and pruning up my Italian fig with an arching style. Now, it's not a single trunk that arches. Actually, each branch I have tucked back into the soil. The tips of the branch grow roots, and then you get some growth coming out of those arches. I think it's pretty cool. It's unique, so we'll take a look at that today and some of the other Italian figs that I have growing. I have some really cool cuttings that are starting to look promising as bonsai. And then, and we're going to start with taking a look at my geranium bonsai. My buddy Bonsai Jay got me into doing it, and he actually told me to prune off all the blooms, and I didn't listen to him. So right now it's in full bloom, so it looks really, really cool. Once it's done blooming, I'm going to take Jay's advice, prune it back so that I could get a thicker trunk and some more energy to the roots. So anyways, that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, cool. So here it is. It's actually fully cascading now, so spinning it around, you got to be careful not to hit it on anything. But as you can see, I've got my main trunk coming out. Okay, and then there is a little baby branch down here, which actually has a woodier base to the branch than this larger one. This large, long one is just really wide, really green. So this is all new growth. These big, nice big leaves. So we're about to get some more blooms here and here. I'm assuming this will die off first. I'll cut that off. I'll let this thing finish blooming. And then I'll probably take off this main branch and then just prune off these flowers and leave this little branch here and the few leaves that it has. And as you can see here, coming from the base of the trunk on the other side, we have some nice new growth. So I'd like to get some energy to that and the roots. But I just want to show you this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I didn't realize like geraniums bloomed so much and could look like this, and the fact that it's got a little bonsai start to it makes it even cooler for me. So thought I would share that with y'all. Yes, Jay, eventually I will prune it. All right, so here it is, the star of today's show, the Italian fig with an arch style. So after I get done pruning it up, I'll bring you in and show you that. It's really hard to see because, as you can tell, this thing's been growing very muscularly. It's the season for figs. I have one fig I'm going to show you later that the leaf, it's basically the size of this bench here. It's awesome. So this branch is growing right outside the pot, and I had already decided that I was no longer adding any more arches. I was just going to let the ones that exist mature. So I'll go ahead and prune that back and keep that as a cutting because these root really well in water. And I've had some nice success with some cuttings turning into really nice plants. I believe this I got as just like a little tiny nub at the back of the nursery, and it had a great root base, but it had been damaged. So they basically bonsai'd it for me beforehand. And they thought it really wasn't worth that much. So for 12 bucks, I got this thing. And I have a lot of cuttings and different plantings just from it. So I'll save that, just drop it into water. These have these figs have a rooting hormone for themselves, so you don't have to put any rooting hormone on them. And they'll develop some roots, and then you could throw them in soil, or you could just throw them in soil. You're pretty much guaranteed, I'd say, 75% chance of it surviving. I'm just going to remove some of the larger leaves, leaving about a ½ inch on the branch because I don't want to damage the inner node here, where we'll probably get the new leaves coming out. So these kick off like a little milky substance. Make sure you don't touch your eyes with it and you wash your hands. I'm not sure if it's poisonous like some other plants, but just to be on the safe side. at a minimum, it would probably irritate your eye. So I wanted to thank everybody. I finally hit 500 subscribers. I can't believe there's 500 people out there plus that are into bonsai and want to enjoy it with me, but it's so cool. I love all the comments and questions and advice. I just want to let you know that, I mean, I'm nowhere near a large channel, but I believe the more subscribers you get, the less YouTube sends you the notifications that there's comments and questions. So if you commented or asked a question before and I didn't get to it, I'm not being too cool or like ignoring you. I literally didn't see it. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm glad that you were enjoying it. There's plenty more to come. You know, working on my second year of bonsai here, so a lot of young trees. But I imagine in 5 years, it's gonna be really cool to have seen, you know, 7 years worth of growth from baby seedlings all the way up to a 7-year-old tree. Getting there. Some of my trees are getting really cool, like this one. So I'm just gonna take all the leaves off. All right. All right, let me bring in here to see it. Okay. So, see that trunk? Nice little nub. That's what I got from the nursery. It's gotten a little thicker and gnarlier, but basically that's what it looked like. And then I just tuck all these branches, boom, boom, right back into the soil. And then you see, you get branching coming off of them. So probably what I'll do is take out some of the vertical growth. These, I think I have to tuck one of them back in, and then we'll let it grow back out. Okay. So this one actually came out. It was in the soil. So I'm going to tuck that sucker back in there. The way I do it is I tuck it in the soil and then I strategically place rocks. I think what happened was this branch came out and kind of pulled it out. There we go. And I am sweating over here. The fans are over there on Laura for work. So on that over there, it's a nice little wind tunnel. It's comfortable. On this side, I feel like I'm on the sun. Being slightly dramatic, of course. Another cutting. I think I'm going to do a planter box. It's an Italian terracotta planter box with all Italian figs, and just have like it's an orchard or something. Do you call a fig orchard? Is it a fig orchard? Fig farm? I don't know. I haven't done this before. With the majority of the growth, I have defoliated, but I've pretty much tucked everything in. I haven't removed branches like I am right now. So I assume it'll recover easily. They're pretty agreeable, but maybe not. Yeah, I've just kind of decided here that I'm taking out anything that isn't an actual arch. So anything that comes in will be all new growth off of old established growth. I don't like that at all. So this one, the one I got the cutting from, the first cutting, it's coming out of the soil. It must have been coming out from where another one rooted. I'll probably be able to get another cutting out of that. And for the most part, I've stopped with cuttings. However, with figs, they're just so easy, and I'm not sure. I mean, I'm assuming you could eat the fruit even from cuttings, but tell me if I can't. Because I have some cuttings that are really starting to generate some fruit this year. I'm like, this is going to be great. My wife and daughter love figs, fresh, dry, whatever. This one. Okay, just because it's funny, I'm going to leave this tiny little one little leaf here. And all right, so we'll check out this arching fig next time. Next time, you know, in the fall, I'll probably be repotting it, or maybe next spring I'll repot it, and that'll be interesting with the arching style to see how the roots form. Okay, moving right along. Got to back you up for this one. Cool. All right, so this is one of the cuttings I was just talking about, actually. There are 3 pieces of fruit here. Boom, boom, and boom. I had already removed some of the larger, lower leaves on this one because, I don't know, I just wanted to see the shape. So I did that off camera about a week ago. I have a couple little spiderettes off of my mother spider plant that I have in here because it's a nice little tropical setting. It has some nice shells in here. It's actually in this bucket from Grove Collaborative, and they're a sustainable product delivery company out of San Francisco. So we get like all of our all-natural cleaning supplies and dishwasher detergent, you know, soap, toothpaste. They do toilet paper and paper towels, not out of paper. They make it out of sugarcane and hemp. So they're completely sustainable and one of like the only truly green companies in the world where their footprint is at 0. So I think that they're really cool, so that's why we support them. So we usually do like a monthly order, and one time this bucket came. Short story long, like I like to do, it became a planter. So anyways, I think right here is some dead growth, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this branch. Younger wood on plants to be able to get them to root. The older wood, sometimes it's hard to get bud back and root, so that's one unique thing I've learned about the Italian fig. So this thing's getting a little too long, so I think what I'm going to do is remove everything but the fruit. So just beneath this last branch, yeah, cool. And it's a nice, it's green, but it's a nice thick branch to start with. So I'm going to do this one as a cutting too. Just gonna have a ton of fig cuttings. All right, not much to do with it, but there you have it. All right, now this next one, this thing, it's like a mad scientist masterpiece. So these are all cuttings. And as you can see, this is a fig cutting. It's gotten a ton of new growth this year. Look at the leaf. Look at the size of this thing. Laura's like, how big does a fig leaf get? I'm like, that's the biggest I've ever seen, but let's see. So I'm not going to actually touch it. I have a Delonix regia cutting growing crazy in here, some bamboo cuttings. I have a little cacti in there from my Barber Dales. They had fallen off of his, so I took them home. They were already dried out, planted them, boom, boom. So it's going to be like my crazy tropical forest. You got like Madagascar trees in here. You have Italian trees. So it's just going to be crazy Asian bamboo. And that's how I'm going to let it grow big and wild and weird. So yeah, that's that one. So let's go ahead and head outside. this, believe it or not, is my prized fig that I let grow outside. It's in a nice, expensive Italian terracotta pot that was a gift. If it was expensive, you know I didn't buy it. So last time I pruned it, I took that out and any vertical growth. So right now it's a little fugly because it's off balance, because this branch was nice and cascading, so I left it. A lot of the others I had to shorten up a bunch, but we do have bud back and growth on every single branch, so that I'm really excited about. Now this was a surprise, this little cutting here. It's actually kind of nice. It's got a good start. It branches out right away, so it's got two dominant trunks, some nice branching. So I'm going to let these two just grow absolutely wild as hell through the entire season, and then in the fall I'll probably do a defoliation on those. So that's about it, y'all. So that's going to do it for us today here at the ranch. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Lots more to come. I am going through my outdoor trees today, probably after Liverpool plays, and I'm going to see which trees did not come back, because right now I could finally tell, like, okay, there's nothing left in dormancy. If it's not budding out, then it's dead. So I'll at least have some nice recycled soil for other bonsai. So from me and my family to yours, I hope you're staying well, staying happy, and keep growing, y'all. Take care.